Alright, y'all. Good morning. Um, this is I changed my name again. Eccentric Mystic. I changed it. I don't know if I'm gonna keep my other recordings up because if you listen to any of my other recordings, you know I'm just very intuitive, and so fortunately, I think it's both fortunate and unfortunate. I often just get so redirected, you know. Honestly, I think I have the, even when I was younger, I had this brain that would, my brain, I would, if I was really into something, I would work through it really fast. And it wasn't to get through it, like it wasn't with the intention to get through it fast. It was just because I was so into it. And I know that I'm a passionate person as well, and so I think that that is a part of it as well. Because my passion, like if I'm really into something, I'm passionate about it. So then my passion will be like my motor, and it'll just be like endless until I'm all out, you know. And I seem to just get redirected a lot. So with that said, um, today is February the 23rd, and for me that means the numbers 9 and 5 are in the air. The energy of 9 and 5. 9 for me, referencing tarot, is the hermit, and that's a very important energy for myself. Like I identify with the hermit energy very strongly, and it is an energy of wisdom and like internal knowledge and philosophies. Um, I'm huge on like spiritual philosophy and like philosophy of humanity. 5 is big as well. So in reference to the tarot, 5 is the Hierophant. And I've heard a lot of things regarding Hierophant, marriage, government, um, like the rulership, kind of. And I have been kind of learning tarot for over a year, not like sitting down in a course studying it, just exploring it, you know. And with 5 and the Hierophant, what I've gotten so far really from that is like if it's a journey, then it comes after the Emperor. Well, really, it comes after the 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So Magician, High Priestess, Empress, Emperor, which I see as kind of like a family, like daughter, or well, son, daughter, mother, father, Hierophant. And then with mother and father being like Empress, Emperor, I feel like Hierophant would be like the oversight, the ultimate oversight of that family, like government, but of that like that family, which is also a community, right? And Empress and Emperor gives me um characters and an empire, which is so funny. I just thought of literally the show Empire with Lucius and Cookie. Empress and Emperor of an empire. And I was just looking up the word empire the other day. Like, what's the difference between an empire and a kingdom? An empire is made up of multiple kingdoms, whereas a kingdom is just one kingdom. Okay, so now this is tapping into what I was thinking of earlier when I was at the gym. Something kept coming over me regarding the concept of territories. Oh my gosh. It's kind of scaring me a little bit. It is, I can't lie. No fear, no fear. Um, I was getting the energy or my mind kept going around the concept of territories and how in life that is something that spiritually we want to do, meaning like why we're put on this earth. We do want to expand, or we should want to expand our territory. Y'all, I'm really tucking in right now, so bear with me. Territory. And I was thinking, the reason why it scared me is because it brought up a particular person that I was thinking about this morning as well, which is the other half of a complicated relationship connection that I've been dealing with and honestly trying to separate myself out of. And it hasn't been the easiest. And so, but I was thinking about this person, and this is why. Well, again, I be tapping in. So what comes to mind is often brought to my mind by the universe. Okay, that's just what it is. I don't know how better to put it. So something was dropped into my mind about this person in relationship to territories. And I'm getting this feeling as I think about this, like in my stomach, in my chest, like this is something like a big deal, like a really significant epiphany. And what it was this person, right, who actually is, it's so funny because I want to say he's mixed, but he's not. Like racially, he's not racially mixed, but technically he possesses energy of more than one territory because his family is not, well, his like family's origin is not um originally American. Can I say that? North American? Because I guess is it that technically Mexico is America? South America? I Yeah. I'm sorry. I do get mixed up there because I have not dedicated my studies to geology um or geography over the years. And I was one of those people who was confused by the Central American portion that they would teach us. But then I learned that Central America is part of South America. They just, it's just kind of like saying, it's just like kind of saying Watts in LA. Like Watts is in LA, but LA is the overarching territory, which again takes me back to the concept of Hierophant. Anyways, I just know that this person that I'm referring to, I just know that he possesses like his ethnically he is uh from a different territory than where he lives now. We just gonna put it like that. So, and then also energetically, like when I met him, I could tell his energy was, he had a lot of energy that resonated with my own as one ethnicity, though biologically he is a different ethnicity from me, right? But so thinking of the concept of territories, because this reading is not necessarily about him, but I thought of him as an example when I was at the gym regarding this concept, while I was thinking of this concept of territories, like territories also meaning like, okay, say myself, I was born in California, but I moved across the state or across the country to a different state. So, in a way, like, first of all, when you travel, right, and beyond travel, let's say you move, you live in different areas of the world for different periods of time, or even just say you travel, you expand your mind. Like, you literally have no choice but to expand your mind when you spend time in different territories than the one that you originate from. Like you become more perceptive You have a more diverse view because you've seen different things. You know, um, if you allow yourself, you can come to appreciate different cultures, different ways of living, and you realize your little bubble is not the only way to live. Now, when I say that I'm talking about terror, I just really feel like there is something to spiritual empowerment when you are possessive of multiple territories. When you are possessive of multiple energies in relation to territories, right? So let's say a person, maybe you didn't travel, but maybe you were raised in a family that is diverse. So maybe your dad is, and I'm saying an active family. So maybe everybody's in the same household because we know that's not always the case. But let's say everybody's in the same household, and let's say you have two parents who come from that, like they're very not attached. I'll say they're very active in their ethnic backgrounds, right? Like they are possessive of a great deal of energy. They relate strongly to their ethnic backgrounds or their ethnicities. Let's say one is black, one is I don't want to say white. I want to say because that's all still very American. I want to say like one is American and one is well, let's just say one is Mexican, but I'm saying you can still be American. Mm, okay, let's say this. Let's say one is black and one is Mexican. Because that's two very different things. And even there, you have black and Mexican. Yeah. So, but you know what I'm saying? Like, one speaks Spanish, one speaks English, even though maybe both speaks English. But one, let's say one don't speak Spanish at all, but the other one can. So now you're born of these two parents who come from, this is the point I'm trying to make with the difference in the ethnicity. They come from two very different backgrounds, but at some point they came together and then they created you. Now, say you are very involved with both parents. That's why I'm saying they're both in the same household. Like it's a true melting pot of two different ethnicities related to different territories, different energy, energetic territories, energetic areas. Um, so now, let's say you've never traveled to the country where your Mexican parent is from, but you soak up still that culture through your parents. So let's say you didn't travel, but you definitely have. Now you also possess a great deal of energy from these two different territories. So now in your possession, you have more than, say, another person born of just like, I just heard the word monolithic. I think monolithic means you speak one language. Ours is just one culture. So but another person who's more, well, I just say mono in their ethnicity. So let's say a person who's black or a person who's Mexican, and it's just pure black or Mexican. You know, it's just pure. Both parents come from the same culture and territory. Um, so that there's not much. I just heard the word mutation. I think the word is metamorphosis. There's not much metamorphosis happening because everything's just, I heard the word it's like homogenesis, where things just remain the same, hetero, homo. So, um, it was just this idea, y'all, that was coming over me this morning of territory and energy and a goal for us perhaps needing to be, if not a goal, just something that shows itself to be significant when you do pick up multiple different quote unquote territories in the way of energy, perhaps because you traveled, perhaps because you moved, perhaps because you have a multi-ethnic family and parents, um, perhaps because you went to school and so you studied with other with people from other backgrounds of different kinds, with you learned from people of different backgrounds of different kinds, and I'm talking religion, spirituality, race, ethnicity, territory. So I just got this, it was just my mind kept going to this concept of like, well, it's power. Power is related to the amount of energy you possess um in relation to like the word territories just kept coming up. And there is a song that I remember growing up when I was younger, a church song that we would sing, and it said, "Enlarge my territory, enlarge my territory." Now, territory also goes back to the concept of empire or kingdom. Definitely the word power is like sticking out here. And so I just feel like, and you know, it becomes a thing of like possessing multiple gifts. It's like somebody who is multilingual, they can speak different languages. Definitely is someone who you say on a resume would probably be um, more appreciated than someone who only speaks one language, especially as times move forward, right? And things become more and more diverse. Um, okay, I don't know if there's a conclusion that's to come of that, but I am being moved to just move on to my cards. So this is what this video is of, um, this recording is about. I'm reading energy. I've been, I've just been, as I'm still on my sacred sabbatical, I've just been, I always have a desire to find what it is that or like something that I can commit myself to and like just like this is what I do, you know? And I ain't gonna lie, I have been thinking lately of like, is there anything that I can do that is creative and spiritual where I can make my income and live off of, and it's my thing, like it's my kingdom, right? And I don't have to work for another person. You know, I have been thinking about that. So I don't know. Something came to me today. I'm not even saying that this is what it's gonna be, but I will say that it has been pulsing inside of my head. Energy reading, energy reading, energy reading. Um, because I am someone really intimately related, connected to energy. I understand energy, and I love cards, the cards, I do, but I'm also very intuitive. So sometimes that clashes with card readings. I'll be honest, more so it clashes when I'm trying to read for myself on like a personal, emotional situation, which I know professional readers will tell you that's probably something you don't really want to do because we are human. So bias is real. Okay, so it's 19 minutes. I have some cards though, and I was just tapped in as I moved forward with shuffling and having these fall out. So I don't know what I'm gonna do because I haven't read them. Even when they was coming out, I wasn't really looking at them. Um, I was gonna go through and like write what I was getting, and then something inside was saying record your interpretation versus, well, like it recorded for the audio versus writing it down. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I have 9 cards. I have 3 cards from one deck, 3 cards from another deck. Those are both tarot. And then I have 3 oracle cards. 3 oracle cards, each one from a different oracle deck. Okay? So my first card, and I want to be intuitive. So that's another thing that I have allowed to get in my way in the past is because I'm a thinker. I think a lot, and sometimes thinking can get in the way of intuitive efforts. So Knight of Cups, I'm getting the word character. As soon as I looked at that card, Knight of Cups reversed. So like, and I see the horse on the card and it's upside down. So it's like horse moving forward, no longer moving forward. Knight of Cups is kind of like the quick emotional energy, and I am getting character. Um, but again, I'm reading energy. So now there's this energy of this quick emotional movement, which I mean, with the bias of myself as a woman, that will always be a bias that I have. Obviously, I can't ignore that, right? Um, I can say that this whole Knight of Cups energy ain't something I really vibe with, right? Like somebody quickly bringing in emotion or quickly bringing in that Cups energy. And what I've learned in tarot is the Knights, they don't stay. It's just like in and out. So with this first card that I'm looking at with the reverse, and I just got a message like go downward. So I got 9 cards, so that's 3 columns, and I just got like a directive, an intuitive directive to read up to down instead of left to right, which is what I was about to do. So I'm getting this, and also because of the horse energy, or the horse image on the card, chariot, number 7, we are now also officially in the year of the horse. So, with being in the year of the horse, there is no in and out energy I mean, like efforts that's gonna work for success. I was born in the energy of the horse, and when I think horse, I think endurance. I think strength. I think going all the way. I think, when you're starting something, you're completing it. You're not giving up. It's independence. I just heard the word horsepower. The main thing I'm getting though is endurance, and that's also been the main topic on my heart and head since about since, basically when the new year started, like January. But I think it's become stronger as we've gotten closer to the Lunar New Year, and now we're in it. So I'm getting this with this upside down horse image. That's like a lack of endurance, right? That's like well, no, no, no. So Knight of Cups. First of all, again, the in and out. The cups, emotion, water. With the reverse, it's saying there's a stop for this. There's a stop coming to this. Ain't no more quick in and out with the emotion. You know, cups are supposed to be upright. So now the fact that it is reversed, because you lose your water when you turn your cup upside down. You lose whatever was in the cup is upside down. So this energy of this in and out cups, water energy, um, is now like I'm just getting and I'm going intuitively, listening intuitively. There's no more to this. So now looking at the card that's below that, wow, bro. I tell you, I didn't review the cards before I started talking. So below that is the Knight of Cups upright. So that's just clear as day, right? Like no longer is well, now now begs to differ. Like, what does this mean? Because you got it reversed, and now we also have it upright. So I'm gonna look at this card because that's so funny. It's the same card, but one is reversed and one is upright. So I get the image of a mirror. Like that's like a mirror, right? Is it mirrored? Yeah. Well, yeah. Basically, it becomes like a mirror, and I'm getting a focus on like the left and the right. So left, the top one is like it's facing left, the other one's facing right. I'm getting the message of choice. choices having to be made, choices being made. So upright, so the cards, okay, so I have messages on this card. Upright means creativity, romantic charm, imagination, beauty, knight in shining armor, following the heart, prince and charming proposals. Okay, so, but it says the reversed, moodiness, disappointment, overactive imagination, jealousy. Wow. Okay, so I'm getting with both of these now together, right? Because one card on its own, that's one thing, but both cards together, now the message evolves. So I'm getting incoming. I'm getting incoming. I'm getting, so let's say the Knight's reverse, the Knight of Cups reverse, that's like I heard the word clumsy. That's like a clumsy energy with the emotions, unstable, right? Even running away, but still wanna be in the Knight's energy. So in the Cups energy, so it's like you have something to give, and yet you're not giving it, right? It's not being treated appropriately. So then to go below that with the upright, it's like I'm gonna say that's some development, that's some positive development. That is, I heard a stabilization of the energy, even though it is not the most mature version of the energy of the cups suite, right? Because that would be the King of Cups. It is a development, right? It's a development. Um, because it's not even the most immature. This is giving me like knights. When I think of knight, I think of a young boy, right? Or like a teenager, a teenage male who, um, so you're not a page, so you're not like the child, right? You have some maturity to you. You have this cups, so you're the knight of cups. You got this cups energy, but you're reversed. So you just all out of whack with it. And you still are on a trip of becoming King of Cups, which does mean you do have to go through Queen of Cups stage as well. But you're Knight, and basically, though you're not Page, you aren't um, operating uh, accurately, appropriately with your, I'm hearing talents, gifts that you have as Knight of Cups. Right? Yes, you still have maturing to do, but you're definitely not going to mature the Queen of Cups nor King of Cups, of course, if you aren't going to be upright going in the right direction. So it's like you're going in the wrong direction. And I'm getting with this card below it, it goes from being like going in the wrong direction, not acting appropriately with this Cups energy, stabilizing eventually. So there's a stabilization of this incoming uh, Cups energy. There's Cups energy being headed, being progressed, I'll say. I don't want to relate it to myself, but if we're going to say incoming, then there there are expectations of receiving this Cups energy. And now below that is the Spider Oracle card reversed, which gives me, I'm seeing air energy, spider energy. Okay, so that's crazy because I just thought of something I was listening to earlier, but also of the concept of incoming. It's like this spider web in, expecting to receive this cups energy. Because spiders, and I literally was just listening to a recording, and he was talking about there being someone operating like a spider who isn't necessarily the person bringing in the stuff, but you're creating a web to collect the stuff. Collective. I don't feel like the card being reversed is a big deal because actually the spider is upright and it's showing more so that this is air energy. I just heard Age of Aquarius, which we are in. My sign itself is an Aquarius, so I could be up in this energy. My energy is very potent. Um, so it's like a collection. Uh, but with the reverse, I will say I think that it hasn't yet been collected, received. But with it being the spider web, it's like preparations. Preparations have been set. So air energy, because this the other way around would be earth energy. Yeah, this would be earth energy if it was upright. But the spider would be facing downward. I get a feeling that if it was reversed, it's like the spider web is being built, but upright. The way I'm looking at it, it's like it's just like I just got like a really strong confirmation in my head that it's like the web is built. You know, the web is built. Like the spider is upright, knows what's up, knows what it's waiting on. You know, it's like it's not confused. It's not trying to figure out what's the next string. Da, 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 da. It's like my web is built. So now altogether, I'm getting this setting of there's reception, there's receptivity being, there's an energy of receptivity that is primed to receive, and there is something coming into that. So yin and yang, right? Coming from that, and I just watched a movie last night that was illustrating the concept of yin and yang. Uh, and I mean, I must say, then it I mean, the movie was called Two, which is funny because I think originally the movie was in Spanish, so the movie was titled in Spanish as Dos. So that's funny because I was just talking about, because what I was just talking about when I was talking about territory and power and energetic possession, and I literally, my example was Mexican, Spanish background. Yeah. So, anyways, there's like a setting of the receptivity um, being set, or the area of reception being set, uh, and then there being like an incoming of Knight of Cups energy. So, I wonder if this has to do with like the Lunar New Year, like something, setting something in motion to occur. Okay, so the next column we have the moon reversed. I'm gonna just read them all together. The moon reversed, the high priestess upright under that, and then I have the oracle gnosis, and I'm gonna read what they has to say from that book. Uh, the moon reversed, what I get intuitively, because the moon is the energy that I really like, but I listen to different readers, and people do be having their own interpretations. Even though tarot provides its original definitions and meanings to their to the cards. But me also being an intuitive, that's perfect right there that I said intuitive because I do feel that moon energy is intuitive energy. Um, it's intuitive, so it doesn't necessarily have to mean that it's something that's like purposely. I just heard some purposely hidden. It's just that it's the more internal, because it's sun versus moon. So sun is the energy that's out there, you know, um, just in your face. Like, not even deep at all. It's just all about affecting others. I'm thinking of my boss, who is my boss at work, who is a sun energy Leo. And he's all about how he affects others. Like that's how he operates throughout the day. It's very much like he be having to affect others, especially I be feeling like especially me. Begin on my nerves. So the sun energy is like how it's more so in reference to like relationship to others, yes, versus the moon energy is all about the self. Moon energy is like nighttime, I'm in the bed, I'm at home, especially for somebody like me who lives solo. It's like it's all about me. It's all about what's going on inside of my head, inside of me, inside of my body, because it's the subconscious, both subconscious. So the moon reverse gives me energy of I love this. It gives me energy of like not tapping into your subconscious, not being honorable in not appreciating your subconscious energy. Um, it's giving me a message of also relating to this Knight of Cups. So I'm not gonna just forget about that. So it's giving me like again, Knight of Cups. As soon as I looked at it, I thought of character. Okay, obviously a significant character. Um, so this Knight of Cups person who was just like who has been just not on top of their emotional intelligence game at all, definitely disregarding their subconscious, disregarding. And so I feel like when you are not tapped into your subconscious or you're at least not even acknowledging it, you're not healing, right? Obviously, a Knight of Cups reverse person is in need of some healing, right? In need of some healing. Maybe it's a person who has emotional tantrums. Maybe it's a person who don't know how to control what comes out of their mouth. Maybe they annoy other people with their emotional issues, right? Maybe somebody who needs therapy, okay? Maybe a lot of trauma and they're not really, operating real nicely at all because of it. Um, yeah, could be quite maybe narcissistic. I wouldn't put narcissist on the Knight of Cups only because of the lack of development in their persona, anyways. Like if it was a King of Cups reverse, narcissist, whatever, right? Emperor reverse, narcissist, both show, right? This one is somebody who isn't yet fully mature in their own personal development path, so the progress they have made along their personal development path, which is like that of a teenager, in that space they haven't been doing well at all. They probably developing some narcissistic tendencies, but now with the Knight of Cups upright, obviously changes are being made. And I'm just hearing that this really has to do with the Lunar New Year, but just also I must also then note and acknowledge that the Lunar New Year also brought us an eclipse, a significant eclipse, which also was in Aquarius. So now that means I have to go back to this spider card because I was air energy. So now I'm thinking this really does have to do with that time. And also, even though the eclipse happened, we are still in eclipse season. So this is eclipse energy, period. It's like a portal that's happening right now. So yeah, something like that. That sounds like an unfinished thought, but I gotta keep on and getting the energy from these cards and are the meaning. I'm gonna keep reading the energy. So with this moon card reversed, I'm getting intuition reversed. I'm getting internal thoughts reversed. I'm getting somebody who just hasn't been listening to their intuition, you know. Which I used to be in that energy, so it makes me sad. And it's not listening to it, but say like my intuition would be drowned out because I drank too much alcohol. That to me is what it was. Like me growing up, because I'd be like, when I growing up, more like my young adulthood, because I didn't start drinking till I went to college when I was 18. But it took me over 10 years to realize that. drinking alcohol was really harming my relationship to my intuition, even though I knew I was a naturally intuitive person. And so I would get really confused when I would be making stupid decisions, especially in the area of relationship, or friendship. I would link myself to the wrong people, the wrong types of people, say like a Knight of Cups reversed. Right? Like thinking it's all love, thinking like I'm naive with the rose-colored glasses, just distorting, just distortion. But I'm now committed to sobriety, have been for over a year. Shout out to me. And I know that that has made all the difference in my intuitive gift, of sensing, knowing, feeling, realizing without, having to be in the muck and mire of my emotions and some crap, crappy love story, you know. So I'm getting with this reading that there is the energy of a character. It doesn't have to be just one person. It can be this archetype of this guy running around here throughout this world, messing with women, cups upright, or I'm sorry, cups upside down, you know, nothing to provide, and you're trying to provide nothing but supposed to be providing something emotionally, maybe up in these relationships. You keep on dealing with women, your intuition is jacked up, maybe because you are an alcoholic, maybe because you drink too much, or whatever. And if you got some emotional issues, hell yeah, I'm getting the energy of somebody who's like emotionally just unwell. And again, I've been there, I can relate to it, da da da. But and so intuition crap just crappy. But I'm getting because this card came out, it's like, and this is the part of this is the way I prefer to this is the side of perspective that I prefer to be on, right? Like the possibilities. What are the possibilities? Because this is telling me that this is somebody who actually has, y'all keep seeing shit. All my angels be with me. They are. Um, this is the energy of somebody who actually does have that natural intuitive ability, intuition, but it is jacked up. And I'm hearing the word alcohol. I'm hearing alcohol. And I'm like, I hear like they need to have something more pure, like the water in my glass. I'm drinking. Mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's crazy. Because yesterday I went to the gym and funny, I did my Stairmaster and I ended up ending at 909 steps, which is funny because I was born at 9:09 p.m. So, but anyways, it was terrible. It was a terrible, first of all, that's the least amount of steps I've ever done, I think, on the Stairmaster. Um, or at least of this bout of Stairmaster um sessions I've been doing recently. Because I'm always above 1,000, typically above 1,100. I stopped at 909 and my level I stayed on mostly I think one or two. I was struggling, y'all. Like I was struggling. And I was like, I have to finish my 30 minutes. And I want 2 points. I accidentally stopped my Stairmaster, hitting pause by accident and shit. Like, it was just terrible. And I was getting really frustrated with myself. But then I thought I must be dehydrated. Even though, yes, my energy levels probably also were justifiably low. Um, I also was, I think, dehydrated because I had not been drinking as much water as I was supposed to. Um, so it was terrible. So, and I feel water and moon are very connected, intuition, right? So look at what my body does when I'm dehydrated, when I don't have the water that I need, right? And so imagine spiritually what that means when we're like, say we're dehydrated spiritually. Um, our intuition hasn't been getting like replenished. So maybe that means like we're really distorted in our thinking. And I know that can also happen with like the lack of sleep. Lack of sleep really messes up, our thinking abilities, judgment calls, right? It's just like drinking alcohol. Like your judgment becomes impaired. So now going back to these cards, this is somebody or an energy or character who has been having probably making very bad judgment calls with their objective intuition. I'm getting alcohol, so maybe too much alcohol. Perhaps also not enough sleep. Just some really significant mental and emotional challenges. But that is reversed and it's at the top. So now the card below, oh wow, that's deep as fuck. Y'all, because below this, and I had seen the card, right? I did go there, but I'm now connecting the two. Well, below that, below the moon reverse, we have the high priestess upright. So again, it's like a flip. It's like a flip. And that's funny because I just watched a movie last week too called Flipped, and it was the cutest movie. And I remember when I saw the title, I was like, wait a minute, I think I saw something about this movie on YouTube, and it was some shorts that I had seen, and like I read the comments where people were saying, like, oh yeah, this movie's called Flipped, it's about this, this, and that. Y'all, oh my God. Because it just hit me that there was a particular person on my mind when I was watching the movie, like, I wonder if that's happening. Because I do be like intuitively led to watch certain movies, at certain times. And literally, I could relate to the story. I could relate to the girl, but the whole part of like the boy who flipped, like she fell out of, or not completely, but she got to a point of not like prioritizing him no more the way she had been. And then he flipped to where now he was crazy about her. And I was like, I can relate to that kind of, but I don't know, my story is not as conclusive, so I didn't like completely relate, but mostly. So, anyways, that came to mind because I said the word flipped, and this is now the second column, and we're getting this flipped energy. And also, High Priestess is definitely directly connected to moon energy as well. The High Priestess is the um the the queen, if it's the queen energy of intuition. Like the high priestess is the one gifted in intuition. I consider myself a high priestess, but this is after I started dedicating myself to sobriety. But it's like basically like before, it's almost like I was the high priestess reversed. It's like you have this high priestess energy in you, but it's distorted. It's reversed. It's not upright. Um, you're not cultivating that gift. In fact, you might actually be destroying it to where you might lose that gift altogether. So this is interesting because I'm really relating to this column now. But again, I also think that this is still this Knight of Cups energy, perhaps, right? They could be mm, like they could be naturally, spiritually called to be a high priestess too, or at least this part of themselves is now stabilizing. So could this also be a character who maybe is leaving alcoholism behind, or who is just no, because the alcohol word came to mind, we're gonna stick with that. So yeah. Um, now I just thought about that cup turning over, like turning over the cup of, with the alcohol in it, like pouring your alcohol out. But I am getting alcohol as a part of the story and this energy read. So with this high priestess and even the way the lady looks on the image, like she looks royal and regal and very self-aware, self-assured, like very gifted and sacred, you know. So I'm gonna read the card because it says upright is intuition, sacred, not sacred knowledge. I hadn't read this, y'all. Sacred knowledge, the subconscious. Divine feminine, trust yourself, sensitivity, purity, high morals. Okay. So I'm not getting that this is a different character. I'm still getting that this is all related to this Knight of Cups, the journey of this Knight of Cups character. Because regardless, all of the cards speak to energy. And so now this Knight of Cups becoming this King of, or sorry, this Knight of Cups reverse turning into Knight of Cups upright energy and tapping into his High Priestess gifted energy, which also could be that he is healing his divine feminine energy, his internal feminine energy, which shout out to Carl Jung. I was just also looking into information regarding his information on animus and anima. So men have this their anima, which is their inner feminine, and women have their animus, their inner masculine. And I know, well, me personally, I know I've been on a journey of healing my inner masculine. And so, um, perhaps this is, I say, a masculine character who is on the journey of healing his inner feminine, which the world needs. Trust me, the world needs it. So now below these two, the moon reversed, flip to the high priestess upright. I just want to say congratulations to whomever this is, or whatever character energy this is. This is really good stuff. This is letting me know that this is occurring in the energy field somewhere. And because I was able to tap into it, perhaps not far from me. So now we have Gnosis, the Gnosis Oracle card from Kim Krans. The number, this is 40, 50, 60. Is it 65? The L, no, the L is 50. Is the L 50 or 40? I think the L is 50. I already did this. I haven't used these cards in a while, so I forget. I think it's 50. I remember writing it. L is 50, which would mean that this is 50, 67, 75. Yeah, Gnosis. So we're gonna go and look at what Kim Krans has to say about Gnosis, her Gnosis card. I will say, looking at it, I see a bird, but when I looked at the bird, I saw a plane. But it is a bird, but I'm seeing I'm seeing a plane, you know. I'm seeing something related to like the astrological chart, the astrological wheel. I see like a diamond and a triangle, um, a cycle. I'm seeing red. Well, really, I'm seeing the colors evolve from purple, blue, green, yellow. So it's almost like a rainbow, but I'm getting like progressive energy, a journey. I'm getting uh, a journey. With that, yeah, I'm getting Philosopher's Stone with this image that I'm looking at. I haven't read nothing from her book yet. This is what I'm getting from the image. I'm getting the concept of Philosopher's Stone, which philosopher energy, which is funny because I mentioned philosophy earlier and I just mentioned Carl Jung, who was a philosopher. Um, I'm getting the growth of philosophy of well, gnosis is knowledge, by the way. So this is a very cool image uh to represent gnosis. I think that's dope. Um, there is this black energy interfering with the color energy, and so I'm getting like possible turbulence that has occurred maybe, but also like in a journey of like succeeding, with these struggles and turbu turbulence, but triumphs, you know. Again, looking at things from both sides, and it's like it could be turbulence and like, you know, more of a negative side, but when you conquer that energy, now it's a message or understanding of triumph, so um and also bird. So the bird represents to me that's air energy. Also knowledge, swords, gnosis energy, mind, mental, philosophy. I just heard high philosophy, you know, and also this does relate to my High Priestess card because on the High Priestess card it says sacred knowledge, and now we got gnosis. I'm tapped in. Okay, so I want to read 75. Wrong one. Why would I ever stop doing this? This is so much fun to me. I mean, it takes time, but imagine if I could do this full time. Fulfilling. Okay. Gnosis. Where are you? Five. Here we go. Gnosis. Innermost knowing. There we go. Y'all, like the way this laid out. Come on. The moon reverse, high priestess, gnosis. That's all internal. Like that's it. So great. Innermost knowing mystic truths. True knowledge is not found in facts and figures and scholarly books on library shelves. Rather, gnosis points to the deep and timeless archetypal wisdom that rises from the felt experience of having touched the unknown with every one of the senses. Those who are drawn to gnosis find themselves in esoteric studies, likely involving mysticism, alchemy, healing, or perhaps science. Knowing is their calling, not knowing is their job description. No matter how far the alchemists take their studies, they come to the ultimate conclusion that facts slip towards mystery and soon the mystery results in facts. This card signifies a knowing that is life changing. Once you experience it, you are forever changed and become a guardian of gnosis. The eternal mystery is calling you. Study your passion in the deepest way available to you. Oh, I love her. Okay, I love her. I love Kim Grace. Also, there's more messages on this page. Those who say they know, don't. Those who say they don't know, no. And then there is this card relates to the riddle and the shapeshifter. All concern themselves with revealing mystic truths. I love this. Okay, so listen, because I'm getting, first of all, I'm getting like a little message in my head, like "Girl, you might know somebody of this journey." Because in relation to this reading, I do have a person in mind that I can reference. A person who, so far, as far as I've known him and others, has shown himself to be a know-it-all, but don't be knowing it all for real. Like it's like such a superficial mask, and I know this isn't the only person that does this. A lot of people do this, and they basically, so it's almost like, oh my gosh, it's like, okay, in the classroom, a teacher and a student. The teacher obviously is teaching the subject that they studied, obviously, much much longer beyond the student, but the student comes speaking on the subject with the limited information that they have, no acknowledgement of what they don't know, no acknowledgement of the fact that the teacher has put in time and years and hours, so much that they now can teach on the subject. But the student, I say maybe because of pride and ego, maybe because of their own personal background. Maybe the teacher is a woman and the student is a boy. We know that's, this male female thing in America or really around the world. You know, maybe the student comes from a background where they're in their household, their dad, sets the tone of men know everything and women just, maybe the dad looks at the teacher as just the babysitter type of situation, but this teacher is well versed beyond in this subject of teaching. But this know it all little boy, right? This know-it-all student, or it could be somebody else. Maybe it could even be the what is it? The principal. But the principal ain't well versed in this subject. The principal is well versed in, is it more of administration for the school versus the subject that this teacher is teaching? Basically, you know, and and so there's depth of knowledge and information there. You have sometimes people who have these very superficial levels of information, and because they are moon reversed energy, they're in their moon reverse energy, they are totally ignorant of the fact that there is a void underneath that surface level of information that is just empty. So much you're missing out on, bro. So much you do not have. But you're too ignorant, immature, maybe too drunk to recognize that. So then you come off as this know-it-all. You think you know it all. You talk like you know it all. And based on what it is that you ought to know, or maybe that you should know if you're going to speak on this subject the way you do, you don't know shit. Right? Like in that way, we can say you don't know shit because the way that you're speaking. Right? So I'm getting, again, this Knight of Cups reversed. I'm going to say dude. Knight of Cups reversed dude who is perhaps in a transformative. I just heard, don't say perhaps. Don't do that because, yeah, I do have somebody I can point out here. But no, okay, beautifully enough, they are on a journey of transforming and growing up and um, recognizing their also High Priestess gift. And also, as far as gnosis, perhaps tapping into something that they've never tapped into before. I kind of want to go deeper here, tapping into something they've never tapped into before. Um, I love gnosis and like Gnostic scriptures and stuff like that, Gnostic books and information because it's the stuff that, is uh it was esoteric. It's so-called occultic, which is just hidden moon, moon energy. It's because it's more for the inside, it's more for the internal self. It's not necessarily for sun energy and exposure. It's more of that internal stuff that's going to grow you, to then affect your sun energy and how you express yourself, right? Sun energy expression, thus you then affecting other people. So now this internal stuff is more like, say, in a garden, right? In the garden, it's the nutrients of the soil. It's that stuff that's in the soil that then affects how this flower or this tree or this bush and leaf and vegetable grows, and then how it looks, and then how it affects people who eat it or people who admire it or the insects that interact with it. You know, this moon stuff, this gnosis stuff that the high priestess upright is a professional of and about um it's that inner nutrient, stuff. I love gnosis and Gnostic topics. And so, anyways, this Knight of Cups person, we ain't gonna hate on him because it's just a journey that he is on, and all of us have to go through if we are to ever improve our lives, develop our minds, grow ourselves in any type of way, shape, or form. And apparently, here we have a character who wants to develop themselves and grow their minds and progress in life. And that's beautiful. That is beautiful in itself, that you want change, you want growth, you want development. even if you haven't achieved it all, that you are one day going to be able to look back and see that you did. You're not there yet, but even just the want for it. I used to work with students in college where I graduated from, and I would tell them, um, it's all about, or not all about, but they would be going through different things they're going through. And then we would sit and be talking. And I would be like, what is your want? Which I would refer to as a seed. Like, what's your seed of desire? Like, what do you want? Take everybody else out of the picture. What do you want for yourself as an individual, right? Because those they were young individuals, so most of them didn't have no kids, you know. They were on a journey where they could start detaching from their family to be fully independent and self-sufficient, or they could remain very enmeshed with their family and not really achieve, full-on autonomy, which I am a bold, unapologetic advocate for. So, like, I remember having a student who she was very concerned with her family's well-being financially and stuff, so she was thinking that she would need to quit her studies and move back home to help her mother and her family. And I related to her anxiety around that because I had been at that point before as well when I was a sophomore in college. And what I remember talking to her about, and many others too, was like, you are not ever going to really be able to truly help anybody if you don't first help yourself. And my analogy was, if you want to swim from one side of the river or pond, whatever, to the other side, right? Let's say that's your journey of accomplishment. Like, but you got all these folks who also want to get to the other side. But for whatever reason, because you're the light, you're their golden ticket, maybe because you're the one who made it to college. So now you stand out. So now y'all all at the riverbank, but you the one with, you're in college. So they're all like, well, I wanna go to the other side too, but I can't swim. And so they're looking at you to get to the other side. But what if you can't swim either? Because you haven't made it across. You're in college, you're not done. You haven't made it across. You have to learn how to swim first as an individual. You can't learn how to swim while trying to save other people from drowning. That's not gonna work. Y'all all gonna drown. So I used to talk to them and I used to let them know that that was an analogy I would use. Like, if you don't learn how to master the swimming techniques necessary to make it to the other side first as an individual, you ain't gonna be able to help nobody else. Y'all all gonna drown. Y'all all gonna drown. So you need to get yours first. Period. And I still stand by that. You need to make sure you good. Cause they might think, well, she made it to college. He made it to college. He done made it. No, he hasn't. He gotta get that degree. The goal wasn't the ultimate goal ain't to get to college. The ultimate goal in terms of college itself is to graduate and get that degree. But then what you discover, you graduate, you get your degree, you need a job. You got your degree, okay, without nothing to apply it to. It won't matter. You could still end up homeless with a whole degree. So then by the time you get there, now your mind is sharper and you're realizing, hold on, y'all, I still ain't made it. And then what's gonna happen really truly is eventually you're gonna realize like folks need to really, really be about helping themselves for real. Like you need to learn how to swim too. Perhaps you just try to do what I did. Like go to college too. Go online. You know, just thinking in that way of college. So I used to use that analogy. But so I used to talk to them and I used to want to figure out with them what was their seed of desire. Like what was it they not even ultimately wanted to do. Like for that student, I remember her. wanting to figure out if she needed to go back home or not. And I said, with all that aside, what do you want to do? Do you want to stay and continue trying to get to your degree and graduate? Or do you want to go back home? Like, just simplify it as much as possible, figure out what you want to do. She made it clear she wanted to get her degree. She wanted to stay here. She wanted to come and finish what she started. So then with that, it's like, so we are going to plant that seed, and you ain't gonna forget that, regardless of what they're all saying, regardless of what they all asking for and requesting. You want to get your degree. That is the desire. So is you going back home, helping your family, gonna help you cultivate that desire? No. Now they're taking you completely away from that dream, that goal, that plan, that seed. So now that seed won't develop into anything. What is your seed of desire? That's what you need to focus on cultivating. All that other noise, I understand, pulling on heartstrings, blah, 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 whatever, whatever. That ain't your responsibility. Your responsibility, you have the right, you made it here, you need to stay here. And that's what you want to do, so that's what you're gonna do. So, anyways, yeah, I used to preach too. But that is I don't even know how I got there. But oh, apparently this character, this energy of this once Knight of Cups reverse guy is apparently has a seed of desire of growing and realizing his intellectual and emotional and spiritual abilities. I love that because if you have that in you, then actually spiritually you do have a responsibility to grow that, cultivate that, and not remain as a Knight of Cups reverse when obviously if you're Knight of Cups at all, anything upright, reversed, then that means you're on a path to becoming the King of Cups. You're supposed to be headed towards becoming the King of Cups upright. So, anyways, yeah, somebody is I say somebody is coming into the light. Okay, going to the last column, I'm looking at the Ten of Wands reversed. I heard the word fight, and now I just heard fight no more. And now I want to cry. Oh, I want to cry. I want to cry. Okay, because this is somebody who, oh, my heart. I am somebody who really understands fire energy. My moon is Aries. So, anyways, I want to cry. This is somebody who, now when I'm kind of putting it all together, right, with the Knight of Cups reversed, starting at the Knight of Cups reversed energy, moon reversed. This is like somebody who's been so lost, but equipped with gifts and talents unrealized, which of course has manifested as this fight energy, like burdens, Ten of Wands. So it's not upright, right? But obviously this means at some point it was. That's how I take reverses. Um, it's like the energy is there, but it's reversed. So this is good. Ten of Wands reverse is good because Ten of Wands, this character is trying to hold all of these sticks together. Um, looks like it's well, I'm getting the feeling of being weighed down. Trying to, ooh, trying to take care, of his different responsibilities. It's like he got so much to carry. But listen, see how hard it has been, why it has felt like Ten of Wands energy because he wasn't tapping into his gifts. He wasn't tapping into his emotional uh abilities or his intuitive abilities, his intellectual abilities, his spiritual abilities. This gives me somebody who's gifted, spiritually gifted, but they ain't know it. They ain't know it. But perhaps, ooh, and that makes so much sense. Like somebody who's so smart in like academics, say, or just whatever they've done, you just get this feeling that, man, this is a smart dude. Man, he intelligent. Man, he's smart. And but he hasn't tapped into his spiritual. But it will make so much sense if he's so good in the same material. He's so good at material. He's so good at making money. He's so good at figuring life out aside from the spiritual part of life. But obviously, if he's spiritually gifted, then there's something to be said about his um high level abilities in the world in the material side. That to me would mean that he has high abilities on the spiritual side as well. He just haven't tapped into them yet. But it's like his high abilities in the material side of things kind of is a clue. Like it's a clue. Like, oh, this dude, he might have some real significant spiritual gifts and might be super, like I say, high ranking, even spiritually, if he taps in. Maybe he's are meant to be high ranking spiritually. But he has to tap in. He has to answer the call of that journey. So imagine somebody who is being called, but he's not answering the call of the spiritual journey and spiritual development. So he's only developing physically, right? Physical, spiritual. He's only developing physically, meaning he is carrying so much. He's doing so well, but now he got all these responsibilities because he's doing so well. Because one thing my current job has taught me, the better you do, the more you will be doing. The better you do, the more you're dependent upon. So of course, he's inherited so many different responsibilities, and he's not even able to really take care of them all the way that he feels he's supposed to, or the way he feels he wants to. And really, the only thing missing, really the only thing, it's a big part, but it's because he's not fully developed. He needs to tap into his spiritual side, his high priestess side. So what's happening is that's exactly what he's doing. So this Ten of Wands energy, that's this weight, this burden energy that's been on him, it's reversed. I haven't looked at the card below it yet. I'm kind of, ooh, I'm excited. Um, it's reversed, y'all. It's reversed now. But this is what I'm saying. That don't mean the Ten of Wands is gone. It's just he's now he's still responsible for a lot, but it don't feel burdensome. You could be responsible for a lot and not be burdened. But if you're burdened, that means it's feeling like it's too much. So this is somebody built to handle a lot, to take care of a lot. Yeah. But his strength was being waned because he wasn't using all his strength, because he wasn't using his spiritual strength. Maybe he was only dependent on his physical strength, but his emotional strength wasn't there. His intuitive spiritual strength wasn't there. So yeah, your physical gonna wane because your physical depends on the spiritual. Yeah. So with Ten of Wands reversed, it's like the burden is letting up, though this is somebody responsible for a lot. So below that, I get Ace of Pentacles upright. That's beautiful, I think. I see offer, right? I see offer. So I'm getting too burdened to offer was the prior. Flipping over to, yeah, I take care of a lot and I got a lot and I want to offer. Ace of, let me tap, 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 tap. A new start in the physical realm. Yeah. Maybe the physical realm was starting to feel again too burdensome, but now with maybe with the spiritual strength, the spiritual development, the physical is able to offer something new for this former Knight of Cups character in recovery. Maybe I just heard a whole new world. I literally just heard a whole new world. Let me read the card. Oh, and my attention was brought to the number one on the card, which this is a 1 year. This year is a 1 year, 2026. So maybe this person is headed into experiencing this one energy in their life in a positive way, a beneficial way, so that they can actually benefit from it, not being somebody who's just having to work tirelessly for it. Oh my God, that was deep. That flowed out like water. Okay, upright, Ace of Pentacles, abundance, manifestation, opportunity, new career, financial opportunity, new venture, prosperity. Wow. I just got the image or like the message feeling of somebody who say they've gone so hard in the world without their spiritual abilities activated, right? So it's just physical, it's just material, it's just what they see. Their intuition blocked off. Ain't no moon energy. I don't think about what I dreamed about. I don't consider how my sleep quality, is. I don't, I go to work, I come home, I go to sleep, whatever I do, and I go to sleep, I wake back up, I go to work again. It's just so not the life that I would like to live at all. So mundane, so just ick. Even if you are like making a lot of money with it, ugh. No spirituality attached. Ugh. That's my personal judgment. Yes. Uh, okay. I just looked at the card, the oracle card below that, and it says work. So I'm not yet tapping into it, but that makes so much sense. I want tapped in. I'm an energy reader, y'all. I'm an energy reader. Okay. Um. Oh, come on, bro. Listen here. Work for real with the wands. So, and it says on the Ace of Pentacles, didn't it say something about work? New career or financial ability or opportunity. This is somebody who, ooh, level up. Okay. Oh, I'm so happy for this energy, this character, this person, these people. For real, this really tells a journey of just spiritual awakening. And I'm somebody who have gone through multiple spiritual awakenings, more awake today than ever before. I love this for anybody else. And I'll be honest, especially a man, because I know it's hard. I'm not really in the energy of like sympathy and all that shit at all. I've been done wrong by men a whole lot. Men who just weren't awakened. And I do have like enough ego to say that I think me being brought into their lives was like a calling. I say that. hmm Um, and they didn't answer the call. Maybe they got multiple calls. The phone rang multiple times. You didn't answer. Or they answered and they hung up. You know, they played around with it. This is somebody who is answering their call. I just heard never too late. Aw, never too late, babes. It's never too late. Mm, I want to cry. Okay, let me read this Rumi Oracle card. This is from the Rumi. What is it called again? Rumi's Gift. So it's a poem, and it says, "This is our motto. We love life. This is our work. Like diligent farmers, we sow seeds of love wherever we go. Please don't ask us to be accountants of wine cups. We are worshipers of the wine. I like that. Listen, the wine that's in the cup. Period, bro. This really fits the freaking energy read up to this point. It really does because I literally been talking about the physical versus the spiritual. When you're looking at the cup, you're looking at the physical. But what's in the cup, that's the spiritual. The body and the spirit. That's why I said our bodies depend on our spirits. Your body ain't shit without your spirit activated inside of it. If you ain't got your spirit activated inside of it, baby, you might as well be a zombie. Okay? You're a vegetable. You are really actually you're useless. I don't care how much money you have attached to your body, to your pockets. If your spirit ain't active, if your soul is dead, it's nothing. It's just a big old nothing. So this is somebody who is experiencing something new. I just heard, baby, come give me something new. Is that how it goes? I think that's how it goes. Let me tell you something new. And it's another song all the way kind of in the background by Sammy. Um, Different, something different. He got a song called Something Different, and I'm kind of being led to look at the lyrics because um the something new, I'm feeling like that's more of like life, just all together. But something different, I'm getting more of a romantic vibe to that. So let me see. And I like Sammy. Something different. This really needs to become my full-time job. I love this. Um, I'm not remembering exactly how the song goes, but I am gonna look up the lyrics. I'm gonna listen to it after I'm done with the reading. I'm just really being pulled to listen to it, but I'm getting a just a bit. Well, not a bit. It's just something that's like further into the abyss. This romantic piece. Because it ain't all romantic with this person's journey, but there is something romantic here. Where are the lyrics? Come on, where's Genius? Listen. Oh, wow, it has never been this hard to find lyrics. Lyrics of, no, no lyrics. Do I have to listen to it a little bit? Maybe I listen. Oh, you know what? Yes, that's a good idea. Because I don't want no issues with like copyright and stuff. I see. There's an audio. Oh, I had just turned this down. I thought, okay, because it got like an audio, the what is it? Like the video with the lyrics, lyrical video. Sammy is a mystic as well, by the way. They ain't loyal, too many options. They don't adore you, so many watching. Okay, I didn't plan to read. I didn't plan to do this, but it's just coming out. Okay, they don't treat you royal. Ain't making no plan. The boys, I mean, they don't understand. You got niggas in your DM. Yeah, talking blue checks, trying to buy you bags. Yeah, hey, that ain't out yet, offering you trips. They think that's a big flex. They don't understand that. You need something different. You need a man that's gonna listen. Big plans. Baby, I'm not different. I'm gonna do what they won't do. I'm gonna show you I want you. You need something different. You need a man that's gonna listen. Need a man that got big plans. Baby, I'm not different. I'm gonna do what they won't do. I'm gonna show you. I want you. I'm different. If you want it, you got it. Just look at your wrist. I'm gonna love you all the time. I'm gonna give you this ring and I'm gonna give you kids. That's the bottom line. It ain't what it ain't. Every day like Valentine, baby girl, you so damn fine. You blow my mind. You got niggas in your DM. Yeah, talking to blue checks. Okay. That's crazy because I don't remember this song being like Sammy saying he's different. I remember him making a song saying that he wanted something different. Like, show me something different. No? But I think regardless, I was supposed to read those lyrics. Because going back to the reading, there is like, not just has this person experienced something new, but it is like he wants to offer something new. Yeah. To who? We ain't going that far. I'm capping my cards at nine cards, because I can really go too far and do too much. Um, I just heard he want to put in that work. Oh, but also I'm getting he's experiencing new. But giving. I am getting that, bro. Like somebody who is ready to give. I mean, going back to that Knight of Cups, yeah, that Knight of Cups, forward movement energy, wanting to give, wanting to work, wanting to put in that good spiritual, intuitive. Uh, like this that kind of energy that's my language. Wanting to put in that good spiritual work. Yeah, that's my language. You want to work? Wait, what? You wanna you wanna like meditate on some stuff and like dig deep in your subconscious, like for real? That's what he wanted to do. He wanna worship the wine with you. He coming with that cup, like, hey yo, so look, I got this cup, right? Like, it was given to me, like it's mine, but I don't really know what this is that's in it. Like, can you help me with this, please? Like, can you help me understand what this is for real? Because, really, ultimately, I want to share it with you. Like, not while I'm sharing, I want to share what's in my cup with you. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know you can. Look, why I keep on wanting to do that? I want to tap into what he wants to say. I know you can teach me in this about these spiritual things. Yeah, like I need to learn, and I know you can help me. Because I already noticed you was a high priestess. You already been that. I'm just now becoming that, and so I think it's only makes sense that in this area we, acknowledge that we are equally yoked in this area, even though you were empress and all, but I'm becoming the emperor I'm meant to be. I am, and I think a part of that, me becoming that is perhaps learning from learning something from you because now I recognize and I admit that I really don't know it all. Like really don't know it all. I thought I did, but now, I heard there's this thing called gnosis, and I've been having dreams. Let me stop. I've been having dreams, like, journaling what I've been seeing in my dreams. Like, what? Let somebody come tell me they've been journaling what they've been dreaming. Hold on, calm down. It's hot in here. Look, that's my silly self. Anyways, I'm really proud of this person. I'm really proud of this energy, this journey, because it's always a journey. And I think that this is saying, y'all, like me again as a woman, so with that bias attached, this is something that's happening. It's happening. Year of the horse. You know, you do have some masculines out here who refuse to be left behind. No masculine who refuse to be left behind, okay? They're like, no, 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 no. I'm coming. I'm coming and I'm gonna catch up to you and I'm gonna bring something that I wanna give to you. And you know, I wanna talk about this and that and share this with you. You know? Okay, y'all. I'm just I'm just chilling, I think. I don't know. That's so funny. Um, yeah, this good shit. I gotta say this good stuff. And shout out to this energy for real. And I don't know. I guess I want to stick with this. I do. And then I want to like continue reading, you know, about this journey. Um, seeing what comes out, you know, as the days go along. Um, I gotta stop it here though because this is an hour and 35. So I like this. This was dope. Shout out to that Knight of Cups. Um, well, shout out to this energy, this character. And yeah, and I think it's just a need to acknowledge, like, this is what's up. You know, like, that's what's up. This is this is going on. This is what's going on. So I want to thank Spirit, Source, the universe for letting me read and reveal this, and for the absolutely beautiful synchronicities that really just confirm, like, yes, let's try to get this to full time. Why not? This is beautiful. I love this. This really ignite my heart. Okay. But I'm gonna have to stop this. And you know, thank you for listening. And I mean, till next time. Let's see. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see if I do this again. But yeah, you know, till next time. Thank you for listening. Bye.